receiving. I'm learning how to receive in this world. I feel most people are. You just feel things that comes in, so you naturally shut it off. You try and block it out. You try and create demarcation points of contact with reality, with others. Situational dynamics. Because you're feeling all this stuff. Then you gotta interact with the normal workaday world, and then there's all these other things going on. But receiving, learning how to truly receive. A lot of the greats throughout history, and I call them greats because not many people know about them, which means that it's more likely to be a budding mythology that won't die for quite a while. Walter Russell is an example, a more modern example. These people, they were driven into focus, usually in the mind or sensations, and because they couldn't get to what the point was, they couldn't understand what it was in the world, they couldn't receive what it was in the world, they dropped things and they just went into nature and they just received nature, and then they found the language. And what the language was, it wasn't the God code to save humanity. It was about liberating themselves from epigenetic echo response, dictation, programming, ways of being. They were able to find an alien way to be unto themselves, an understanding of their own language, and they were able to bring that forward and benefit a lot of different people, and that's an Uranian type of energy. Outside the box, forward thinking, futuristic, here now, yet eternal. It respects and resonates with nature at the most fundamental levels. That's what true Uranian energy is. That's why it's Gaia and Uranus bring birth to Saturn, which is the new form. Spirit coming into relation, constructing through societal narrations, and then the narrations are like echoes. They just start to narrate themselves and create new things, and it becomes something until the next cycle. So I'm learning how to be able to receive in this world. And I know the world gives us a lot of things to receive. So I've been trying to find the cleanest channel, which is nature. And we learn it when we're very young and we forget about it. We devalue it. We safeguard it, we hold it, we carry it until we realize it again, and then it grows anew, and then a new cycle begins. And then there's societal, cultural cycles happening, starting, beginning, and they want us involved as well. And then there's geological, more global, sky god level cycles happening with nature, and then there's things in the cosmos. It's just infinite. So that brings us back to the power of the one. You want to get into those kind of assertions. The universe is created. It's not here. It's being created always. It's actually what impels us to change, because it's the falling into the static of replication rather than the creative. But we can create that universe within, and then we bring it out into authentic, more natural expression of an individual of nature. Spirit being born. I try and do a lot of things. I try to receive and be in relation to the world, because I'm in relation with people that I care about. But I'm very sensitive to aspects of this world that I don't want to be in relation with, and that's where the conflict comes with me and other people, because people always take it in as their own. It becomes the new support, expression for limited language, because they're trying to figure out the language of the self out there, and we all do that. So to be in relation with the world means finding the relation to true natures. An endeavor where sometimes I do it within, sometimes I do it through the gimmickry of consensus narration. It's the only it's the only way to convey the meaning of the language, to give spirit life through words, sound, imagination. So it's one expression. We're all going through things. Some are way down in the dark, some are, the different variations of the penumbra. So to be is to be in denial of another's to be. But if we're all to be in, then it doesn't matter. Truly. It's only when we try and make that to be something collective that it gets in the way. If it's a natural expression, there is no need for collective teachings. Jesus, Buddha, Krishna, all the greats, they never wrote their own stories. They just lived life. And then we commercialized it and made it a product, and it became a language and a system, and it did good and it also did bad. And then we learn now that it's just simple. Again. The Zen thing, when I was young, a tree was just a tree, a river was a river, a mountain was a mountain. When I got older, a tree was no longer just a tree. Mountains weren't just mountains. Rivers weren't just rivers. They had a lot of meaning. And then as I got older, a tree was just a tree, a river was just a river, a mountain was just a mountain. And in the simplicity of what that is, you see all the power of potential through dropping labels of distinction of mind and analysis, through progressive elementalizing and weighing and measuring things. That's a fit for a function, that kind of thinking. So we gotta find the new fit for a new function, and that's breaking it back into the self and the simplicity and knowing the potential that we ignore because we want to be comforted, recognized. And we are all recognized, essentially. But recognizing self through a distinction is like a secondary, that's second place. First place is like living it, feeling it, not even knowing the words for it. If you can get there, then you know. You're doing that sixth house thing at that point, which is how you anchor in the spirit into your form. Alright, well, that's all I wanted to say, so thanks for watching, listening, and being.